Hello everybody, I'm Nire. Welcome to my channel. And in today's video, we're going to be using this Bookopoly board right here to choose my books for my September TBR. I have seen many book creators use a similar board to this in order to choose their TBR, and I really wanted to do one myself. So basically how this is going to work is that we're going to go through the board one time. We're going to be using a die to roll for a number, and the number that we get is going to be the amount of spaces that we have to go through. Every single space has a different prompt, and we're going to be using that prompt to pick a book to add to my September TBR. So it's very self-explanatory. If you have played Monopoly before, then you probably already know how this is going to work. So three of the corners on this board are a little bit special or different than the other prompts. So we're going to go through them and I'm going to tell you what they mean. So this little corner right here says free space. So if I land on this space, I can just choose any book that I want to add to my September TBR. And if we land on this one right here that says book gel, that just means that I have to pick a book that I either really don't want to read right now, or that I think I'm going to end up giving it a lower rating or something like that. And then lastly, we have the TBR wheel space. So basically I have made a TBR wheel where I put all the unread books that I can technically read right now, because I do own a few series that I haven't read yet. So if I have not read the first book in that series, I did not put the sequels on the wheel because I technically cannot read it right now. So the wheel is only made up of books that I can actually read right now. So basically that is all that I have to explain to you about the board, I believe. As we play it, you will get a little bit more familiar with, how this is going to work. It's very straightforward. You probably already get the idea. I've seen many book creators use this, and I've also seen them use TBR jars and stuff like that. And I just feel like it is so much fun to let a game or something else choose your TBR. So I am super excited for this. Hopefully we get some really great books to read this month. All right, so let's get started playing the Bookopoly game so that I can pick the books for my September TBR. All right, so here's the Bookopoly board up close. I did handmade this, so it is not perfect, so don't look too close. So I'm going to be using a die as my little character to go around the board, and I'm going to be using another die to roll for a number and, go around the board. Like I said, I am super excited, so let's go ahead and roll for our first prompt. So let's see. Okay, 6. Okay, so we're starting strong. Okay, let's go ahead and move 6 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so this one says genre generator. So basically I'm going to look for a genre generator online, and whatever genre that generator chooses for us, then I'm going to have to pick a book in that genre. So we're going to be using this little spin the wheel genre generator kind of thing in order to choose the genre that we are going to be choosing our first book from. I am going to shuffle it a little bit. If I end up not having a book for the genre that this generator picks, then we're going to pick another one. So let's go ahead and pick the genre and see which one we get. What does that say? Supernatural. I definitely have a book in mind, so let me go get it and I'll decide if I want to add it to my September TBR or not. All right, so definitely the first book that I thought of was Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This is a book that I've been wanting to read for a long time. I've heard mixed reviews about this book. I actually started it, I think. Let me see. I think I have a bookmark on this book. So let me see where I stopped. Yes. Okay. So I stopped on chapter 3, page 52. But if I were to add this to my September TBR, I would start all over again because I don't really remember much of what I read, because I read this a few months ago. But I don't know, do I want to pick this one? I'm not really a supernatural romance kind of girl. I don't think I've ever read a supernatural romance. I could be wrong, but I don't think I have. And I don't know, I've heard very mixed reviews from this book. I feel like majority of people do like it, but there are some people that don't. I think I am going to end up choosing this one because right now I'm thinking, and I don't think I have many other supernatural-esque books. So I think this is going to be my first book pick for the month of September. So for the random generator prompt, I'm going to be choosing Bride by Ali Hazelwood. All right, so let's go ahead and choose our second one. I want to choose around 5 to 6 books. So let's go ahead and see what is going to be our next prompt. 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, wait, did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah. So it says horror book. Okay, that is so perfect right now for the September fall vibes that I really want to include in my reading this month. So I am so excited, and I already know exactly the book that I want to pick for this prompt. All right, so for our second prompt, we got a horror book. And like I said, I know exactly what book I want to pick for this one. And that book is We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kliewer. Now, I have talked about this book before on my channel. It was actually part of my last video where I talked about the 10 books that I would like to read before the end of the year. So this is definitely a book that I've been wanting to read for a long time now. And like I said in that video, I've heard heard nothing but great things about this book. I've heard that it's like very confusing and it's very scary, and I just really want to read it. And so it's just like the perfect opportunity for me to put it on a TBR. So We Used to Live Here is going to be the second book on our September TBR. All right, so let's pick our third book. Let's go ahead and roll. 6 again. Okay, let's go ahead and put that in the middle there, and let's go ahead and move our little character die thing 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so another genre. So we're just like getting genre prompts. So a thriller book, which again is perfect for this time of year where I just want to read all the like the fantasies and the horrors and the thrillers. So I'm super excited for this prompt as well. So let me see what book I'm going to choose for this prompt. All right, so for our third prompt, we got a thriller book, which again, I already know exactly the book that I want to pick for this prompt. And that is Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. So this is definitely one of the most anticipated books of 2025 for me. I just absolutely loved Holly Jackson's books, especially like the Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy. I absolutely love, and I'm just like super excited for this one. I believe this is going to be her adult thriller debut, so I'm so excited to see what she does with that because her young adult books are already like amazing. So I cannot wait to see what she gets to do with a adult thriller. So yes, I am also really excited for this one. So Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson is her third book on my September TBR. All right, so let's go ahead and choose our fourth book. 4. Okay, we're just getting either 4 or 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that was so close to book jail. So we have nonfiction. So I don't have a lot of nonfictions on my TBR, but I do have some. So I should have a few that I can pick from. All right, so for the fourth prompt, we got a nonfiction book. So I have exactly 3 nonfiction books on my TBR right now. And I decided that I'm going to be choosing Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay. So this is a book of essays about the author's take on feminism. And I'm just really excited to read this. I've never read a book by Roxane Gay before, I don't think. And I'm definitely interested in her work. So I am really happy that we got to include this book in our September TBR. I do believe that I own another book by this author, but I believe it is a fiction book, so I cannot choose it for this prompt. It is going to be, like I said, a new author for me, so hopefully I enjoyed this book and I want to read the rest of her backlist. All right, let's go ahead and pick our 5th book. Hopefully we get another number than 4 or 6. Okay, 1. Okay, so 5-star prediction. All right, so this is going absolutely fantastic so far. So I have to look through my TBR in order to like find a book that I think is going to be a 5-star, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to find one pretty easily. All right, so far this is going so well. And for prompt number 5, we ended up landing on 5-star prediction book, which I mean, how can it get better than this, right? So a book that I decided to choose for this prompt because it is a book that I definitely think that I am going to be giving it a 5-star. That is The Bones Beneath Our Skin by TJ Klune. I absolutely love every single book that I read by this author, so I'm definitely very optimistic that I'm going to be also enjoying this book enough for me to give it a 5 stars. Also, if you didn't know, one of my favorite tropes of all time is the found family trope, and TJ Klune just like always has found family in his book, so that is another reason why I absolutely love them. So I definitely feel like this is definitely a very good 5-star prediction contender, so it is going to be the one that I choose for this prompt. Let's pick our 6th and final book. 1. Oh my god. Oh, sad book. So the last prompt is going to be sad book. I definitely do have quite a bit of sad books on my TBR because I feel like I definitely gravitate towards like very heavy and emotional books. But for my September TBR, I decided to pick On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Vuong because this is a book that I've been wanting to read for such a long time now. And I feel like this is just like the perfect prompt for this book because I've heard that it's absolutely devastating. All right, so that brings us into the end of this video, which means that we have officially picked all the books for my September TBR using the Bookopoly board. I just think that sometimes it is like really fun to let other things choose your TBR for you. I had so much fun. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and also don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. I upload bookish content at least once a week, so if that's something that interests you, don't forget to subscribe and I will see you in my next video.